Hello everyone, good morning. It's Monday, I'm back at the clinic and this is day 5 of my 28-day vlogging challenge. Hope you all had a great weekend. Today I wanted to talk a bit about negative communication patterns and how they can impact your relationships. So relationships with your partner, with your boss, or potentially parent-child relationships. There is a marriage researcher called Dr. John Gottman who has done many years of research, and he has identified 2 key factors of negative communication patterns that I'd like to talk to you about today. So these 4 are directly taken from his research. And Dr. Gottman he's shown that he can predict relationship failure with over 90% accuracy. He's referred to these 4 styles of communication as the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. So if you want to do some Googling and if you want to find out more about them, type in John Gottman and also the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse and you'll get some more information. Anyway, the 4 that I wanted to talk to you about are defensiveness, criticism, stonewalling, and contempt. So you'll vaguely know what these are. So defensiveness is this righteous indignation or playing the victim that never really solves any problems. It's just a way of kind of blaming your partner and not taking responsibility. Defensiveness is pretty natural and we all get defensive at times, but it can get quite toxic in a relationship. And Dr. Gottman suggests the solution to this is taking a little bit more responsibility for your actions, even if it's just for part of the conflict. So we've got defensiveness, criticism, I guess, which is an obvious one. Often people will tend to attack someone else's character rather than their specific behavior. So you might say to someone, "You're so lazy," which is obviously a criticism, but instead it would be better to talk about your feelings about their behavior. I feel like, and then you express something that you need from that relationship. So in the example of you think that person's lazy, you can say, "I feel like you take advantage when you don't do XYZ. I would really like for you to try and do the vacuuming," or something like that. So there's defensiveness, criticism, stonewalling. Stonewalling is a really interesting one. This is where someone will become completely flooded and they'll actually withdraw from a conversation. So they won't resolve anything. So things get heated and then there's just a block. So you might see someone kind of put up a newspaper in your face, or they'll just stand up and walk out of a room. And sometimes in relationships this can last days. And I see this in parent-child dynamics as well in the clinic, where children won't be talking to their parents for days, or vice versa. And it can become quite a problem. And it can become quite habitual as well. So you get used to, I guess, blocking someone off or not actually resolving the issue. The antidote, I guess, for stonewalling is when you're having this conversation, when you're having a discussion, you notice that you're getting really overwhelmed. It's best just to break and say, "Look, I need some space here," and take at least 20 minutes, calm yourself down, but then make sure you come back to that conversation and make sure you can reach a resolution rather than just blocking it and avoiding it and stonewalling. The last one I wanted to talk to you about is contempt, and contempt is a killer. So you've probably heard contempt talk or contempt referred to in a court of law. But in psychology or in relationship sense, contempt is an expression of superiority or disdain or scorn for someone else. So you'll notice it with, it's quite an emotionally abusive technique, hostile humor, mocking someone else, sneering at them, eye-rolling, name-calling, cynicism and sarcasm. This contempt, Dr. Gottman's found, is actually the greatest predictor of relationship failure. So once you identify contempt, you absolutely have to work hard to eliminate it. Go and see a couples therapist, or really talk through it, point it out, work on it, because contempt is not a very nice one. Anyway, the antidote for that is suggested that treating each other with respect, building a culture of appreciation within the relationship. So it's usually the defensiveness, criticism, and stonewalling will sort of lead up to a relationship that really portrays a lot of contempt. So those are the 4 that I wanted to discuss. If you think you're struggling with something like this in your relationship with either a parent or your child or your romantic partner, definitely seek some help on this, because it can really start to impact your mental health over time. And those 4 are a really good one to actually talk to your partner about, like, oh, when I do this, pull me up on it, because this is obviously something that's not helpful for us. Okay, and that's all from me from today, and I will see you tomorrow for day 6. Bye bye.